All right, guys, how's everyone doing? This is going to be a video where we annotate the Hamilton-Jefferson letters. So this was part of your assignment. You guys in the instructions didn't have to actually annotate it, besides explain what this yellow paragraph means in your own words. But I want to go through it because I want to make sure you understand it. Part of the difficulty in doing online teaching is like you don't have that active engagement. Like you guys are just passively listening to my video because we're not in the same room, and so we can't have that active engagement. So if I ask a question, obviously you can't answer it to me directly, but if you guys really want to learn this, then you should pause it at those points and you should answer it either to a parent in the room or a brother or sister or even just yourself, just because being actively engaged is how you're going to learn this. So here we go. Let's start with Alexander Hamilton's letter to George Washington. He says, "Dear Sir, I have received your letter of August 26th. I sincerely regret that you have been made to feel uneasy in your administration. I will do anything to smooth the path of your administration and heal the differences, though I consider myself the deeply injured party." Okay, so really right here, he's kind of just sucking up a little bit to George Washington. He says, "I will do anything to smooth the path of your administration and heal differences." Then he adds this part at the end, "though I consider myself the deeply injured party." So he's kind of saying, look, I'm the one that has been attacked. Okay, then he says, "I know that I have been an object of total opposition from Mr. Jefferson. I know from the most authentic sources that I have been the frequent subject of most unkind whispers by him." So what's he saying here? Well, he's saying that he's heard from people, good sources, that Thomas Jefferson has been gossiping about him behind his back. This is really, it's like a soap opera. "I have watched a party form in the legislature with the single purpose of opposing me." Okay, guys, so what party is he talking about here? So he's talking about the Democratic Republicans. Remember, Hamilton is a Federalist, so is George Washington, and Jefferson is a Democratic Republican. "I believe from all the evidence I possess that the National Gazette, a newspaper, was instituted by Jefferson for political purposes, with its main purpose to oppose me and my department." So he's basically saying Jefferson started a newspaper, which is true, that is just meant to get in my way. He's just trying to oppose me. Keep in mind, guys, they're part of the same cabinet. Okay, Hamilton's Secretary of Treasury, Jefferson is Secretary of State. Okay, next. "Nevertheless, I can truly say that besides explanations to confidential friends, I never directly or indirectly responded to these attacks until very recently." So he's saying here that, listen, I've told a few really close friends, but I have never, until now, responded to these attacks. "But when I saw that they were determined to oppose the banking system," okay, remember, one of the things that the Federalists wanted was a national bank. Okay, and so he's saying Jefferson is opposed to that, which is true. Jefferson prefers state banks. which would ruin the credit and honor of the nation, I considered it my duty to resist their outrageous behavior. So the bank is really what got him to resist this behavior. Nevertheless, I pledge my honor to you, sir, that if you shall form a plan to reunite the members of your administration, I will faithfully cooperate, and I will not directly or indirectly say or do a thing to cause a fight. I have the honor to remain, sir, your most obedient and humble servant, Alexander Hamilton. Okay, so what's he saying in that last paragraph? Well, he's saying that he wants to reunite members of the cabinet. He wants to kind of try to smooth things over. He says that he will cooperate and he will do whatever he can to not cause a fight. So you can totally tell, even from the first letter, that there is a big rivalry going on, a drama. Like, really, you can't make this stuff up. Which is going to be Thomas Jefferson's letter to George Washington. Okay, so he says, Dear Sir, I received your letter of August 23rd. You note that there have been internal tensions in your administration. These tensions are of great concern to me. I wish that you should know the whole truth. Okay, so that's a pretty telling paragraph there, because he says, to George Washington, you, George, note that there have been internal tensions. So George Washington has obviously said something about the tension between Hamilton and Jefferson. And Jefferson is saying here, I want you to know the truth. Okay, so he's going to plead his case. Okay, I have never tried to convince members of the legislature to defeat the plans of the Secretary of the Treasury. Who's that? Yes, Hamilton. I value too highly their freedom of judgment. I admit that I have in private conversations disapproved of the system of the Secretary of Treasury. So he's saying there, yes, I admit that I've talked to people in conversations and I don't like Hamilton's plan. However, this is because his system stands against liberty and is designed to undermine and demolish the Republic. So he's saying, listen, the reason I talk bad about Hamilton is because his plan is horrible, and I hate it. I would like for these tensions to fade away, and my respect for you, George, is enough motivation to wait to express my thoughts until I am again a private citizen. At that point, however, when he's a private citizen, I reserve the right to write about the issues that concern the Republic. I will not let my retirement be ruined by the lies. Listen to this, guys. I will not let my retirement be ruined by the lies of a man who history, if history stoops to notice him, will remember a person who worked to destroy liberty. Still, I repeat that I hope I will not have to write such a thing. So, what a low blow, right? What a shot he takes there. Like, I will not let my retirement be ruined by the lies of a man who history, if history will even remember him. Now, this didn't really age that well because, Hamilton has his own musical. He's really popular now. And not that many people know about Jefferson. So it didn't quite work out that well for Jefferson here. But he's saying, I do not want to be ruined by lies of a person who worked to destroy liberty. I trust that you know that I am not an enemy to the Republic, nor a waster of the country's money, nor a traitor, as Hamilton has written about me. In the meantime, I am with great and sincere affection and respect, dear sir, your most obedient and most humble servant, Thomas Jefferson. All right, so why do Hamilton and Jefferson not like each other so much? Well, they are really opposite ends of the political spectrum. Like you learned in Activity 1, Hamilton is a Federalist, Jefferson is a Democratic Republican, and that would be like a Republican and a Democrat today, and they oppose each other. And really, there is a lot of animosity and bad feelings between many Democrats and Republicans. And so they just have different viewpoints on things. But hopefully, in these letters, you can really see the tension and how they're both kind of trying to get on George Washington's good side because they're both part of his cabinet. And it makes for kind of an awkward situation. And this, as you remember, is one of the challenges of George Washington's presidency. Hey guys, I know you enjoyed this. I'm sure you did. It's probably like your favorite thing you've done today. I hope you guys are doing good. I miss you guys. And let me know if you have any questions that you are supposed to answer for this. So the first one says, why are both Hamilton and Jefferson writing to George Washington? Based on both of these letters, what seems to have been happening in George Washington's administration? How can you tell? So I think the biggest thing for that is telling is just that in Jefferson's letter, he notes